Good morning, boys and girls. Today's day 4 ELA lesson, Nonfiction versus Fiction, is for all of the first graders at Bethune Elementary School. Our objective for today is to be able to explain major differences between books that tell stories and books that give information. Our I can statement reads, I can identify the difference between fiction and nonfiction text. But first, let's take a look at our anchor chart. We will be using a Venn diagram to compare and to contrast our two texts entitled Pigs and the Four Little Pigs. Remember, to compare is to find out how things are the same. To contrast is to find out how things are different. For example, if we look at our pictures, we see a boy on the left side and we see a girl on the right side. First, we're going to contrast. We're going to tell how they are different. We see one is a boy, one is a girl. The boy is standing, the girl is sitting. The boy has no glasses, the girl has glasses. The boy has short hair, the girl has long hair, and she's also reading a book and she has a bow. Now, if we look in the middle, we're going to tell how they are the same. When we tell how things are the same, we compare. So we're going to compare the boy and the girl. We're going to tell how they're the same. They're both kids. They both have blue pants. They're both smiling, and they both have blonde hair. Now, boys and girls, let's take what we learned to help us fill in a Venn diagram about our two texts entitled Pigs and the Four Little Pigs. Now, if we look at our Venn diagram, on the left side it says Pigs, which was the nonfiction text, and on the right side we have the Four Little Pigs, our fiction text. We're going to start by contrasting. That means we're going to tell how the two stories were different. We know that Pigs, the nonfiction book, was different because it had photographs of real pigs. So I'm going to take this part and move it right here underneath pigs. Now, if we look at our story, The Four Little Pigs, we know that this story was fiction because it had talking animals. And we know that animals cannot talk in real life. So this is one way that the stories were different. Also, in the story Pigs, the nonfiction text, everything in the book was based on real information. But now in our fiction book, it had things that were not real. For example, it had magic. So I'm going to put that right here. All right, so now we just told how those two stories were different. But in the middle, remember we said that we would tell how they were the same. When we tell how things are the same, that is when we compare. So we know that both of these stories were the same because, let's move this part right here up into the middle of our Venn diagram. Both are books and they both have an author. An author, boys and girls, is the person that writes the stories. Now, boys and girls, I just finished doing the first 5 for you. But before we start to fill out the Microsoft forms, we're going to do a quick review about what makes a nonfiction story different from a fiction story. All right, if we look at our anchor chart, remember we said in fiction stories that they are not real. They have characters, they are made up, they have a setting, a beginning, middle, and end, a problem, a resolution, and illustrations. For nonfiction books, we said that nonfiction books were real and true. They give us information, teach us about the world. They have text features, including a heading, captions, page numbers, and real pictures. So as you're filling out your Microsoft forms, remember everything that we learned about fiction books and nonfiction books to help you. And also remember to use your anchor chart. All right, so today, boys and girls, we learn about how to compare and contrast our two texts. We discuss how they were the same by comparing and how they were different by contrasting. Now I would like for you to click on the link below this video and fill out your Microsoft form to answer the questions about our 2 stories today and submit your form back to your teacher.